Go.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Brittany and welcome to Create a Comic Strip. So a comic strip is a story told in a series of panels, which are squares with pictures in them, that usually ranges from 1 to 12 panels. They started by showing up in newspapers and magazines and still do today. Some of them now are even online. Some examples of ones that you might know are Dick Tracy, Marmaduke, Peanuts, or Charlie Brown as we call it now, and Calvin and Hobbes. All started as comic strips in newspapers. So today we're going to work on making a comic strip, and it is the hardest and the easiest form of telling a graphic story. So for this project, you're going to need a piece of paper or a template like this, a pencil, a pen, an eraser, which I actually forgot, and crayons, colored pencils, markers, or whatever you want to use to color your comic strip. So the first step that you're going to do is you're going to brainstorm for ideas. This can include a character that you like, a setting that catches your interest, a joke that you love, or a story that you just can't get out of your head. Once you have a few ideas and some things that have sparked your interest, you are going to start setting up how you want them to go. If it's a character that you liked or a setting, you're going to flesh them out. This can include sketching them out, giving your characters hopes and dreams, or putting details into your setting. For the joke, you want to plan out how you want it to look in your comic strip so that your pictures will match your joke. And for a story, you can map it out, kind of like this with a story map. Once you've got your story figured out how you want it to go, it's time to start planning your panels. And this is where templates like this come in handy. First, you're going to decide how many panels you think you're going to need to tell your story. It can be anywhere from 1 to 12. Now, this is why comic strips are the hardest and the easiest thing to do. They're easy because you can write it in a couple of panels with a few pictures and some witty dialogue. You don't have to put in a lot of details. In fact, it is discouraged to put a lot of details in. It's also the hardest because you have to take an entire story and whittle it down to a few panels with as little details as you can and still tell the story. So, once you've figured out how many panels, again, it can be from 1 to 12, and you can change this number as you start doing your story. But just start out with, just pick a number, and then you're going to start planning them out. Figure out what part of your story you want in each panel. And then you can start sketching it out. You can add in your characters, your settings. Once you've got everything in there, like your characters, your setting, make sure to leave speech bubbles that should have no more than 30 words per panel, or no more than about 2 bubbles per panel. Now you want to make sure that you have enough white space that it doesn't look like every inch of your panel is filled, and enough things in there that it doesn't look like one big giant white square with little itty bitty details in it. Once you've got that done and you've got things drawn out, your dialogue is in there, and it's good, then you're ready to start telling your story. You can use things like a pen to go over your details to help clean them up and give them a crisper look. Then you can take your eraser that we mentioned earlier and erase all your sketch marks. This just makes it look a little bit more professional. you can take your crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever, and you can start coloring it in. A trick you can use is you can take your pen or a marker and you can make something bigger than it might look or darker. That way it draws your eye immediately to it. Once you've got that all done, your story is done. You can take a picture of it and send it to us if you'd like, and we can post it on our Facebook page. You'd send it to the email address childrensspecialists@addisonlibrary.org, and we'll share it with everybody else. Thanks for joining me. Bye.